Our scripture meditation for this evening is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 10 through 12. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 10 through 12. It's amazing how things that grow fast often die fast. Take the case of Blockbuster Video. During its heyday, they reigned supreme among video rental stores. Seemingly out of nowhere, Blockbuster emerged with a presence similar to McDonald's restaurants. Stores popped up everywhere, putting smaller, mom-and-pop outfits out of business. Without question, they dominated the market in the 90s and 2000s. Interestingly, in 2000, former CEO John Antico turned down an offer for Blockbuster to buy a fledgling company called Netflix. Netflix approached him about buying the company for $50 million. Antico did not consider it worth the price, as he did not see much value in what he called Netflix's small niche business. Fast forward to 2020, and Netflix's value is calculated in the billions. That's B as in boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now, the city of Bend, Oregon holds the distinction of having the last remaining brick-and-mortar Blockbuster store on the entire planet. Talk about a fast rise and a fast fall. John Antico missed a tremendous opportunity. He cannot undo his mistake. That opportunity came and went. As is the case of life, there are no do-overs. For this reason, the presumed author of Ecclesiastes, Solomon, provides insight and wisdom about the chances and opportunities available to us in life. Overall, time itself is an opportunity that needs to be acted upon. Once it's gone, a deceased person cannot hit a reset button to regain the benefit of time. When opportunities pass us by, there's hope for reliving the moments. There's no hope, I should say, for reliving the moments and reconsidering the choices of those moments. Time serves as the single equalizer of all of mankind. Persons rich and poor alike find themselves equally bound by time's restraints. Just the same, death neither discriminates nor arbitrarily imposes itself on the living. All will eventually succumb to that inevitable reality awaiting all of mankind. Solomon's observations about mortality should not be taken morbidly. That is, his intention is for the living to better value life's preciousness. He hoped to convey the need for all of us to find meaning and significance in life by valuing our sojourn here and by living life to the fullest. Hear Solomon's words. Whatsoever your hands find to do, do it with your might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave where you go. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happens to them all. For man also knows not his time, as the fish that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falls suddenly upon them. Now, all of us know someone who lives life recklessly. They do not think through their choices. Instead, they live on the edge, answering only to pleasure and impulse. They do not save, invest, or plan because their resources are exhausted on immediate gratification. We worry about them more than they worry about themselves. When we urge these individuals to make better choices, a common pushback is offered. They say, you only live once. Tomorrow is not promised, and I'm going to enjoy my life today. Theoretically, they are correct, but life's brevity is certainly not an excuse for irresponsibility. The same wise man Solomon, who said in so many words that tomorrow is not promised, also said in Proverbs 13 and 16, reading from the Good News Translation, sensible people always think before they act, but stupid people advertise their ignorance. In that same book of Proverbs, the 21st chapter, verse 20, he says in essence that wise people store treasures, whereas foolish people spend all they get. So Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 10 through 12, is not an invitation to irresponsible or impulsive living. It's an encouragement to make sensible use of one's life, one's time, and the opportunities before they're all gone. Currently, the orders to stay home forces everyone to hit the pause button. This pandemic asserted itself into everyone's life. No person or segment of modern society is exempt. You can be sure, however, that the aftermath of this crisis will yield a different outcome for all. Believe it or not, some will emerge from this richer as they find ways to capitalize on the circumstances. No doubt others will become impoverished. Essential workers like healthcare professionals, teachers, and grocery store clerks will have gained new favor from the public. Countless other workers will lose their jobs, if not already. Churches will thrive as they find new ways to deliver the message of the gospel by tapping into technology. Other churches will cease to exist because of their inability to adapt an ever-changing reality of the world in which we live, not to mention the financial toll on houses of worship. Already, mental health experts expect a spike in their caseload. Still others will develop more tenacity and perseverance from having gone through this experience. Again, outcomes will vary from one extreme to another. Considering this, when the pause button is released, how will you fare? Will you be a better person or a bitter person? Will you live a more meaningful life or a meaningless life? Will you save more, invest more, or will you spend it all on today? Will you spend energy complaining or use that energy to be the very best person you can be? Will you sulk about enemies or enjoy loved ones more? These outcomes are not random. According to Solomon, we have to make the best use of today. What can be done today needs to be done today. In whatever way we can live to make the best use of time, which promises no tomorrows, today position us to act accordingly. Now is the critical moment to evaluate the wisdom of our choices. Though this pandemic caused a setback, which is worse for some than it is for others, it's also crucial for all of us to prepare for a comeback. Right now, each one of us would be wise to take hold of our lives, own our choices, and so live that when we age, we do so gracefully and not bitterly. What a shame it would be for a headstone to read, "Rest in peace," for the one who enjoyed no peace in this life. While the hope is for all to rest in peace, death need not be the lone means by which the soul of man enjoys peace that God otherwise permits us to experience in this life. Take this time to give serious thought to the limited and unspecified amount of time given to mankind. Start by making a list of unhealthy habits, ineffective thought processes, and irresponsible behaviors that hinder you from living a more optimal existence. Look in the contact list of your cell phone. How many names and numbers should you probably delete? Why do we hold on to shallow people, negative people, and emotionally draining people? Is it time to reevaluate our social circle? Also, spend some time planning out each day that you live. A day that is planned, a day that is better managed, equates to a day that stress is better managed. Decide what's important. Decide who's important. And conversely, what's not important and who needs to be repurposed in their role in your life. Use this time to declutter your personal space. A cluttered space usually symbolizes a cluttered mind. Last but not least, make sure to prioritize time for God. Seek Him, get closer to Him, and most importantly, do not fail to worship and serve Him. Rarely do I make promises, but I promise that using this time wisely, as Solomon has suggested, can make all of the difference in the world. Let's not make the mistake of Blockbuster Video's John Antico, who missed out on a great opportunity. God has given each of us an opportunity. We have an opportunity now to live our lives with meaning, with significance, and to live life to its fullest. And that's up to each of us. I again want to thank you for being a part of our call on this evening. And we look forward to you being a part of our call. Again, we're going to reconvene on this coming Monday. I am going to be taking the next couple of days for some time of mental rest and relaxation. However, if you would like to be a part of our Sunday morning worship service, we do have morning worship service on the same line at Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you do not live in the Central Standard Time Zone, then you have to make allowances for the time zone that you live in. But we do have worship service at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we invite you to be a part of that on this coming Sunday, as well as reconvening this nightly call on this coming Monday evening, if God so lets us see it.